Hello everyone and thanks for stopping by my channel. I am Surge T. In this video I will be talking about Friday Night Smackdown for the 24th of May 2024. And Smackdown is coming to us from Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. Of course, it's been reported that it's the first time that they've ever done that. Usually they only have pay-per-views there, PLEs there in Saudi. And this is, I guess, history in the making. And like I said, that the crowd was great. Very, very vocal, loud. And it's the kind of a crowd that I wish that all the crowds were like. You know, they weren't obnoxious. They didn't go overboard. You know, they didn't chant when they weren't supposed to chant and say some dumb crap. You know, there's one instance, but I'll talk about it later. But anyway, there was a major announcement by Triple H. And he made this announcement, and it was that the winners of the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring will go on to receive world title shots, be it for the world titles or the WWE titles for the men and the women at SummerSlam. That's something that I've heard said by certain people, that is the best way to reward somebody who wins King of the Ring. You have a King of the Ring tournament, right? And then whoever wins goes on to SummerSlam to challenge the champion of their choice. And I've said this as well. I was like, I've always said that this would happen because it would be so perfect. And now that they've seriously taken the King of the Ring and made it respectable again and made it to where it looks like the King of the Ring of old. And of course now we have the Queen of the Ring, no longer Queen's Crown. That's silly. Now it's Queen of the Ring, as it should be. So whoever wins gets a shot at the World Champion or the WWE Champion, which is pretty damn cool. Now, Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax in the semis in the Queen of the Ring tournament. They will go on to face Lyra Valkyria, who is sitting front row. And they will be facing her, of course, at the Queen of the Ring tournament finals in Jeddah. Now, at one point, Belair was able to lift up Jax to deliver a power bomb. You know, she has, Nia, of course, the opponent has her opponent in the ring, and she's standing on the damn turnbuckle, and then Bianca is able to lift her up in that power bomb position, and she held her up there for a few seconds, and you could kind of see her shaking a little bit, her legs. But I guess the adrenaline made her forget about her bum left knee. And then she remembers, after she delivers a very, very good impact, you think that Nia would be, knocked out, right? She wasn't. But it's kind of funny how after she did that, then all of a sudden, oh, I remember my left knee hurts, and she grabs it and winces again. Like, I mean, they say adrenaline does wonders. It does, But it's like, I guess we just suspend our disbelief that her knee is in pain and everything like that, and she can't stand on it like before, and then yet she's able to do it there. I don't know. But she goes for the moneymaker, her finisher, that being the KOD, but then her knee gives out. So maybe the powerbomb attempt, maybe when she did it, she kind of made it to where it, I mean, that's a good thing. That's a good way to kind of sell it, that, oh, she did deliver the thing, but then she hurt her knee even more. And so when she goes for the KOD, she wasn't able to do so. Her knee gives out, and then she falls victim to the Annihilator. And Nia Jax pins Belair, and she will advance to the Queen of the Ring finals. Now, Kayla Braxton gets into the ring, and, Jax kills all that noise. He doesn't want to hear nothing from her. But she goes, come here, come here, Kayla. Drags her over to the, well, not trying to drag her, but kind of has the mic in her hand, and Kayla Braxton's still holding it. She goes, come on. Brings her over there. And then, she tells Lyra, as Lyra's looking on, that she buzzed through Bianca, Becky, and Rhea. She's like saying, look at, Bianca Belair, look, Lyra, look, I pinned her. And she went through her, she went through Becky, she buzzed through Rhea, and then next she's gonna buzz through Lyra. Lyra's not taking it. She's not standing there looking with fear or anything. She's actually like going, okay, whatever you say. She's gonna pretty much tell her, I ain't no usual, you know, what she sees as a next victim. And the way she's been portrayed, the way she's been booked very strong. She's gonna have to soar through the air a bunch of times, you know, relying on the I don't know what you call that, the crows soaring with the crows and soaring with the birds and all that stuff. She's gonna have to do a lot of that stuff in order to. She doesn't want to get caught in the clutches of Nia Jax. And Nia Jax is gonna go and she's gonna look to wear her down, and she's gonna look to use her power moves, her power, you know, that's her strength, right, and her size to her advantage. Lyra's gonna have to be quick. She's gonna have to, rely on her technical ability, high flying, and her smart. She's very smart in that ring. And I think she's going to be able to do well in this. And like I said, I'm predicting she's going to win it. Like I think it's going to be a great match between Randy and well, that's later on. Let's go from that. I don't want to talk about that yet. So, but it's going to be a great couple finals. In the end, after SmackDown's done. Now, she also says, she continues, Nia Jackson, she has, and thanks to Triple H's announcement at SummerSlam, she will be the Queen of the Ring and champion. And then she's going to be that after she buzzes through Lyra Valkyria. And backstage, it seems to me they want their wig split, says Jade, as she backs her girl Bianca, as Bianca is approached by Indy and Candice, making light of her knee injury, the knee problem she has. And you have the nerve to make fun as they are two losers in the women's division. They lost. Then Candice wasn't Candice, and there's such a non-factor. I don't remember, were they in the tournament? I think Candice was. But where are they? Yet they're talking crap to Bianca. At least Bianca made it pretty far in the tournament. It's just her knee made it impossible for her to, advance. So I don't know what that's about. I mean, we'll find out later on what that's about, but I'll get to that when I get to it. But next is the Grayson Waller effect. But then Mello comes out when it's supposed to be LA Knight. Yeah. Mello gets the rub on the Waller effect, and they get the ratings. That's what Mello says. And then they both kind of run down Bobby Lashley and Corbin. I mean, Mello's someone that really, really eggs that on. And then they talk trash about the megastar. His music hits, and I hope he hits 3 BFTs. Like, serve it up and take these mega fools out. Let me talk to you, says LA Knight, and Jeddah responds with a yeah. And then he addresses Mello, and he says that Mello's going to figure out quickly that it's whose game? LA Knight. Yeah. And then backup does come out in the form of the Street Profits. They come to Knight's aid after Mello attacks the megastar from behind. He's about to, go through the ropes and step to the outside because he said he basically wanted to make it short and sweet, and he did. And no. Nuh-uh. Like, that's not what he says. LA Knight. And they come out, the Profits do. They're not going to be with Bobby Lashley for a while. I was expecting to run out. I don't know why, because I guess it slipped my mind momentarily that Bobby Lashley got injured. But B-Fab was there. Well, I think B-Fab was there later. But that right there is intriguing. What's it going to lead to? We'll see later on as I continue. Now we get a vignette from Miss Blair Davenport. She had a vignette last week. And here, this is how she addresses her future opponents or future victims in her eyes. But This is what she says in that vignette. Everybody wants to talk about living your truth. Embracing that anything is possible. That's embarrassing. Truth is, you're weak, you're lazy, and the reason that bad things keep happening to you is because you allow it. You're not successful because you're not good enough. So while you cry about being overlooked, Blair Davenport has already taken your spot. Does that hurt your feelings? Well, come and do something about it. And then it says the graphic, coming soon to SmackDown. I can't wait. Like I said in the last video, don't sleep on this girl, man. She is money in that ring. She can go. Whatever she says in this vignette and then the last vignette, it's all true. So brace yourself, folks, because you're going to be very impressed with Miss Davenport. Now, LA Knight and the Street Profits versus Carmelo Hayes and the WWE Tag Team Champions A-Town Down Under, Waller and Theory. That's what that whole thing came to. I know the last regime, that's always what happens. You see 6 people in the ring, and then you have first start out with 1 person each, right? And then 2 people come out on either side and join them, and it's 3-on-3, and then they go, oh, let's have a tag team thing. But I like how they went about this. It didn't look typical like how it used to before. Triple H knows how to book stuff like that, even though it's predictable, like something like that. But I like how they set it up. And it's still fresh. It's still a great matchup. And although sometimes I'm not really into the multi-man matches, but it was an okay match. This was a fun match. All men were getting their shit in, and all the craziness in the 6-man tag, Knight does hit a BFT on Waller. But then Melo breaks it up and it goes to the outside. Meanwhile, Waller is still on the ground. He's still on the mat. He's still out. And then Ford, Montez Ford goes airborne and hits the frog splash and pins 1/2 of the WWE Tag Team Champions. So this means there's a title shot in their future. Hey, they pinned the tag champions. It wasn't that they pinned Carmelo Hayes and there will be a question mark as to are they going to get a shot, because they did beat a guy that was on the team with the tag champs, but nope, he beat Grayson Waller. So you guys are definitely going to see the Street Profits in a future title match, maybe on Raw. The Raw after I was about to say Money in the Bank. After the Queen of the Ring and King and Queen of the Ring, tournament. Now, at a press conference earlier, we saw Logan Paul, who is so confident that he will beat Cody, that he gave his brass knucks to Michael Cole, because he wants to prove that he can beat Cody fair and square. And then here live, we see Cody backstage. He's walking down and he bumps into Orton, shakes his hand, and he wishes him good luck in his match against Tama Tonga. Now in the future, we might see Orton and Cody in a match for that title. Maybe at SummerSlam, maybe Royal Rumble. Are we going to see Randy Orton down the road become a heel? And then you're going to see the 2/3 of Legacy, remember the history that they have. They can go to that. They can go back to that, and they can kind of bring up the old memories of that. Maybe there's some bitterness between the two in regards to how things went with Legacy and their breakup and all that stuff, right? But that's going to be something to look forward to. But let's see. The Rock is still in the picture. He might be at 41 and challenging Cody. But we'll see. And then, speaking of SummerSlam, in 2026, 2 years from now, Minneapolis will be hosting it. And it's going to be 2 nights. So what's going to happen now is all of the main pay-per-views, the big 4, well, they consider Money in the Bank as part of it, so making it a big 5. But at Royal Rumble, at Survivor Series 2, are they going to have 2 nights? All of them are going to get 2 nights? I don't know. A little bit of overkill, or is it going to take away the what do you call it, the uniqueness and the special feeling of WrestleMania that it's 2 nights? But Minneapolis is looking to make a lot of money. Minnesota is going to look to blow up and their economy get kind of a boost. We need that now in this day and age right now, where the economy is going through the roof and prices are rising and all that stuff. It's kind of hectic out there, right? But yeah, Minneapolis lucked out, and they are going to be hosting SummerSlam. I wish SummerSlam would come back to California so I can so I can kind of go back. It's been 2010 was when I went to the last one I went to, so it's been a while since I went to SummerSlam. Now, Cody's comes out, then so Jeddah, what do you want to talk about? Oh no, Cody didn't have a chance to utter his catchphrase as the insufferable Logan Paul and this insufferable intro music plays. I hate when it comes on and you hear that yell or that whatever that thing is. I don't know who does that, but it is annoying. I guess it fits his personality. And he calls Cody his next victim. He's walking down the aisle, the rampway. And then he talks about going for his third title shot, the third title he's going for in Saudi. And, he talks about being a better athlete, performer than the champ. And he's not going to need his brass crutch, as I call it, his brass knuckles, to beat Cody. Now, Cody lets Logan know he doesn't believe he is just a cosplayer, a YouTuber, whatever you want to call him, right? Podcaster. And he has seen what he can do, but he ain't no dummy and feels Paul may just have another set of brass knucks on him. Cody asks the ref to check him for knucks. He checks Cody as per Logan's request. He does so first, but he does it first to Cody. And then referee Tran checks Paul and stops at the right pocket and pulls out some brass knucks. Yet, Logan Paul is still plain innocent. And even Cody calls it his crush. I'm like, oh man, I called it before Cody. And I love how he did that because it's just like he and I are on the same wavelength thinking, And Cody talks about bleeding this business, blood, sweat, and tears that he puts in this business. He even talks about how people talk about his family, And he doesn't think Logan is just a YouTuber as the other guys, He says that other guys may think one way, but I'm going to tell you how I think. He believes that Paul is a pro wrestler, WWE superstar, but until he stops treating it as a part-time gig, give his heart and soul, and give it the respect it deserves, he will never, and Cody means never, be on his level. He will never be undisputed WWE champion. And tomorrow he will beat him so bad, calls him kid, you'll regret ever getting in the ring or setting foot in the ring with me. Now, he has set foot in the ring with Roman Reigns, with Ricochet, right? With, remember KO and, who's the other one? Randy Orton. He has come out on top. Oh, Rey Mysterio, that's who he beat for the U.S. Championship. And he has done well. He's lost some, but he's, even in losing some and maybe winning a couple here and there, but he has gained respect. That's what I give him. I might not be a fan, but you don't have to be a fan to respect somebody. I respect his work, what he does in there. One of rare instances where a celebrity, somebody who comes from the outside and goes into the WWE ring and they perform well. Bad Bunny is on the same par with him. Wonder when he's gonna come back and perform. Can't wait to see that. That'd be great. But he's got this match coming up, and he ain't gonna win, but he could still put a a possible dent in Cody's legacy because people are thinking, yeah, maybe it's a possibility, but I don't know. I don't know about that. Is Logan Paul ready? If they were going to put the title on him, would he be ready to carry that title? Yeah, he's ready to carry the U.S. title. That's prestigious in itself, but not like the WWE title. That has a lot of history, 50 plus years, right? And it's just a matter of how he comes out. Even if he loses, he always comes out looking good. So we'll see what happens in Jeddah. And I'm sure they're going to put on a great match. Now, Orton's backstage and he talks about being unhinged and unpredictable. And he even says that Tama Tonga is that as well. But as always, he promises Tama Tonga that he's going to be on the receiving end of the three most deadliest letters in all of sports entertainment, RKO. He says that over and over again, but man, I don't mind hearing it because the way he says it, such conviction, such he's just that focus that he has, and it's just like when he looks into the camera and he's talking to his opponent and he says that there is like a lot of just venom behind it. And whoever hears that, his opponent, they should be shaking in their boots, man. Tama Tonga, he's a different type of animal, man. So I don't know if he was. He probably was smiling, going, yeah, go on, bring it on. You ain't gonna hit that with me on me. You ain't gonna connect that on me. I'll see it coming. Well, that's what Randy wants. You'll see it coming. He's not gonna do it from out of nowhere. You're gonna see it coming. Now, backstage, Street Profits are there, along with B Fam. Like I always say, she be looking fam. And they're there, and they're kind of reveling in their win. DIY comes in and talks to him, and a little disrespecting of the Profits, man. You know, they lay their claim to the tag team titles, and they even say that they will do so even if it's at their expense because they want to be the tag team title champions. And so it's pretty much saying, you take us on and we'll run you over. But Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, boys, you didn't get the victory. You didn't pin the tag champions. The Street Profits did, so I think they're up. But maybe they're up, right? But then maybe Ciampa and Gargano want the smoke. So maybe they're going to face each other in a number one contender match, right? To actually get that number one contendership because both of them want it. But the Street Profits got the victory. They pinned the champs. But the Gargano and Ciampa are actually a very good tag team. They're always contenders. They're right there sniffing the damn, championship belt. So it's like, I could see that match happening. Maybe the Raw afterwards, the Raw after the King Queen of the Ring PLE. And also, Ciampa kind of getting under his skin by taking the solo cup and pouring the contents out of there. And then BFAB had to hold them both at back, pretty much saying that, no, let's just do that next time. Later on, let's focus on that later on. Because he probably wants to go out with the boys, and, stuff like that, and, have a, celebration and all that stuff. So, it's better to take care of that at a later time. Now, Bayley, she's up next, and she faces Chelsea Green. This is coming from last week when she told Chelsea Green that they were going to have a match. And remember, Chelsea Green didn't look scared. She looked like, she kind of nodded to, Piper and pretty much saying, we got this, we got that plan, right? Let's do what we're going to do next week. So she was pretty confident then, you know what I mean? And if she beats the champ, she can go right up to the front of the line of contenders, but that won't happen. Though she is talented enough to be Bayley, but she has been booked like, it's like crap. Like, so why should she? And then we see a point where, she's getting some momentum on her side, Chelsea Green, and she even channels her husband, Matt Cardona, the former Zack Ryder, and she hits the signature move, the Rough Rider. But then, that doesn't matter, really. because she then falls victim to the rose plant, and the champ retains. Well, not retains, but she wins this match. And then Piper Niven comes in and she attacks the champ, and she nails her with just a number of sentons, right? Just really, really taking it to her and looking to really want to just take her out. And then when you think she's going to step out the ring and she's done, well, she comes in and hits her with another senton. Message sent? I think so. They even look confident afterwards, and I don't know, is this going to lead to a title match for Chelsea Green? I sometimes don't like when they attack somebody. I've been like that since when I was a teenager, when I was watching wrestling and stuff, And I was always like, how come they just attack somebody and then they get a championship match? I always thought that, you know. But that's their go-to. That's how they do it. It's just basically a quick way of putting somebody into a title match because you don't have somebody right now definite, so they're gonna give someone a shot, even though that person won't win. But at least it'll keep the champion busy and also help pad that win-loss record, right? So it's like she can be strong when she finally faces a formidable opponent. Now, we see AJ Styles. He is in Nick Aldis' office, the SmackDown GM, and he wants one more chance at the WWE Championship. I mean, he came close, and then from his match in Cody, and then he got knocked out of the King of the Ring, which would have been another opportunity for him to be king, win King of the Ring, and then go on to SummerSlam and face the champion. But he's told by Nick Aldis that he can't do that. And he tells AJ that it can't happen. He has to earn it. He can't just ask for it. And pretty much just leaves AJ just there with his, hat in his hand, if you will. He don't have a hat, but that saying. Where's he going to go from here? What is he going to do? I thought he was going to talk. I thought he was going to say something. I think he said that last week, right? And I thought he was going to say something in the ring. I guess not. But I love AJ. I think he's great. Been a fan of his since his days in TNA, way back in like the early 2000s when TNA started out. Big fan of his. I've always been a fan of his, along with Samoa Joe and Robert Roode and Bobby Roode and like that James Storm, Abyss. Those guys who are pretty much the OGs of TNA, and I'd like to see where it goes. I mean, he doesn't have much time. He even said that all this. I don't have much time. He's all saying you have to take time to earn that, to get yourself to that point of being the number one contender. AJ doesn't have much time. He's probably going to retire within the next few years. He still can go, but he's almost in his mid-40s, if not past his mid-40s. I don't remember how old he is, but I know he's in his 40s now. That doesn't matter, really, because we know that these guys can go. You got, Adam Copeland, who we know as Edge. He's in his 50s. Same thing with Christian. Same thing with, Jericho. And these guys are still going and looking like they're just the way they used to be. I don't know about Jericho. Jericho's kind of getting long in the tooth now. It may be a point where he's going to have to hang it up because it's starting to catch up to him now. I don't see that with the other guys I mentioned. But, Anyway, let's move on. Got another vignette. And this is the same person that had a vignette with, with Blair Davenport. They each had a vignette, and this one is Andrade's vignette. And he talks about how he says this, he says, I am not here to tell you I am a third generation luchador. I'm thankful for that because he's been telling us that in the last few, promos he's had. So good thing he said that. And, he says that and he goes, this is in my blood. No, I am here to show you. I am not only the luchador from Mexico. No. It is easier to say I was born to do this. But because I have been judged my entire life, they have criticized me. They have insulted me and they try to control me. Don't know if he's talking about AEW. But limiting expectations doesn't control my destiny. I control my destiny. I know who I am. I know what I want. And now in SmackDown, I show everyone who Andrade El Idolo is. And I can't wait for him to show us. I mean, he's shown us in the past. But, it's time to unleash El Idolo. Not just Andrade, but El Idolo to those who are not familiar with him. I couldn't imagine who isn't familiar with him, but there's a lot of new people and new fans that log on to WWE and watch and stuff like that. They might not know him because he was away for a bit, but you're going to know. Like with Blair Davenport, brace yourself for those of you who are not familiar with Andrade's work. And then, was Legado del Fantasma interested in Andrade? I mean, you hear Berto say, I can't stand the guy, and then Angel's like, well, he could, be good or something like that. I'm just paraphrasing. And then Electro Lopez is kind of like on the same wavelength with, Angel, but then at the same time, she's like, just wait and see. And then you see Santos, and he's kind of indifferent. Like, he really doesn't know, think here or there. I mean, it was kind of wishy-washy, the whole promo. It's just like they're just kind of just wandering back there and going through their thoughts and what do they think and stuff like that, But if these guys remember, I know I do, that he was courted by Judgment Day. What did he do? He turned his back on Judgment Day, and he pretty much said that he didn't need anybody. He doesn't need anybody to do what he needs to do. He's the guy that I know wants to be solo. He wants to, no, he doesn't want to be the de facto leader of the bloodline. He wants to be on his own. He doesn't need nobody to, ride his coattails. He doesn't need anybody to, have his back. It's nice to have that, but, he's somebody who's definitely going to do things on his own. And I don't know if Legado, what that all was about was them wanting him in Legado, Andrade. Now, Tongaloa is not there at SmackDown, says Paul Heyman. He's talking to Solo because he couldn't get him across the border. Background checks could expose the dangerous nature of the men Solo has recruited. This is Paul Heyman just talking to Solo Sikoa. He's trying to put reason into him, but Solo is greedy with power now, and he knows that these guys, these boys of his, are going to do his bidding. They're going to be on his side, and they are doing what he asks and what he actually demands of them. And, talk about how Paul Heyman saying that there was a reason that they weren't brought into the bloodline. And then Solo reminds Heyman that until Roman returns, he is in charge. And Solo tells Heyman that he fixes the problems. And then Paul Heyman is confronted by Tama Tonga, and you hear him let out a yelp, like he's very scared because he didn't realize Tama Tonga's there. There he is, and he's just, lets out this kind of like a whimpering dog. You know how a dog whimpers? It was like that, like he was scared, And then Tama asks him, is there a problem? And Tama says, you know why he recruited me, referring to Solo, is because I am that dangerous. Tomorrow, a new king comes back to the bloodline by orders of the tribal chief. Tama walks away and Solo smiles because he likes being called the tribal chief, because I know that's who Tama Tonga was referring to. And then Heyman's left there with a sullen yet indifferent look in his face, perhaps disgust. I mean, he's still someone who's scared of these guys, but at the same time, that look just looked like it's something where he was just like the gears were going on, right? And he's thinking, I gotta get to Roman. I gotta ask him what he wants to do. Like, is he still the tribal chief? Is he gonna come back to regain power? Or is this a mutiny, right? And they're pretty much gonna make Roman walk the plank and take over the ship, But now it's main event time, and Randy walks that aisle down the ramp, and you can hear, kind of faintly, but you can hear the crowd sing his theme. At least out Saudi aren't sheep and sing the whole song. I take that back. Saudi are sheep, and you hear them toward the end, but it wasn't as annoying or obnoxious as like what was the city right after the PLA. Crown Jewel, right? Or not Crown Jewel, Money in the Bank, right? No, what am I talking about? What was it? What was the last pay-per-view? Oh, Backlash. What the hell, right? Even though I didn't mind it, but at the same time it was kind of, but after that, the city after that was like, and I think it's you know what I mean. It's been kind of like just now this is their thing now because Seth isn't here no more, so they want to sink someone else to the ring and stuff like that. But like I said, Gunther is in the crowd. Well, he's in the front row. In the front row sits the ring general, or the ring general. And it's announced in the countdown show that Bianca and Jade will put their tag team titles on the line against Candice and Indy. And I guess Jade got the approval for that match, and then she and Bianca are looking to split some wigs. Look out, Candice and Indy. You know, they say, be careful what you wish for. There you go. And then the match starts, and Tama is aggressive off the bat, but Orton knows that strategy, and he gives it back to Tonga. I mean, come on. Is that all you got, Bloodline? It goes to the outside, and that is where Tama thrives as he targets Orton's injured left knee. He starts taking it out with doing the good old-fashioned reliable, chop block. And that is the strategy that Tama needs to utilize. Inside the ring, and Tama is poised to hit a frog splash on a prone Orton's knee, but Tama misses. But Tama isn't out, and he gets the advantage back on his side. While wearing the Viper down, Orton does get a little momentum on the side, but Tama goes back to wearing him down. It actually goes back and forth. I mean, that's what I noticed about this match. It goes back and forth, and one person gets a move off, and the other one comes back. He gets a move off. And I like how they were just pretty much trading moves and pretty much just, just taking it to each other. And it's just like, this is the kind of match that I like. It's evenly matched, and it's just not one-sided, Unless you're a proven superstar and you're going up against a jobber or one of those independent guys or one of those hometown talents, right? Where they always just totally just annihilate them. But not here. And then Orton, is able to do that thing where he hits those back-to-back clotheslines and then he delivers his patented spinning power slam. And then Orton drives Tonga onto the announce desk twice and side suplexes him. Two of them, and throws him back into the ring and then goes vintage with a draping DDT. And now Orton is poised to hit the RKO, and Solo is seen removing his jacket. And then he gets knocked off the ring apron, and then Orton is rolled up from behind by Tama Tonga, but for only a near fall. And just like that, out of nowhere, Orton hits the RKO and then slithers over and gets the 1, 2, 3 and advances to the finals and will face Gunther. But then Orton turns around and is taken down by a Samoan spike by Solo Sikoa. And then KO returns and takes it to Solo and goes for a stunner, but Solo evades it and then gets out of that ring, and then both he and Tama Tonga walk back up the ramp. And then Orton and Gunther eye one another. And I'm thinking, what a fucking great match we're going to have at the King of the Ring tournament PLE. And that's a match that I predicted. I said that this was going to happen. I wasn't wishy-washy or went here and went there, back and forth, like with the Lyra Valkyria. I mean, I knew she was going to be in the finals, but I said if she goes against Bianca, it's going to be a great athletic match, technical match, back and forth, a lot of good offense in there. But I think with Nia, they're going to do a one-sided thing for a while, where Nia's going to wear her down and use all her power moves and use her size to her advantage. But then you're going to see Lyra making a comeback, and eventually she's going to do something she won't do her Nightwing. I don't think she's going to be able to take what they call it up like that. I mean, remember when she beat Io? She just rolled her up, right? I believe that was the finish for that. And and then for Nia, it's just going to be something that's going to happen. I don't know what she's going to do. I don't know how she's going to take Nia down and win her, because I know she's going to win. That's my prediction. I think Nia at this point probably is just going to put people over for now. I think they'll give her a championship one day before it's all said and done, but not now, I don't think. I think Lyra Valkyria is the one that's going to beat Becky, because I think Becky is going to retain her title against Liv, because they're going to save Liv for Rhea. Rhea's going to come back a babyface. You're going to see Liv, no pun intended, but live out this, heel persona that she has right now. She's on this revenge tour. Baby faces don't do revenge. That's for heels. So it kind of works now that she is a heel now. I mean, that's, I don't know if it's officially been made, but her actions have been, screaming heel. So they haven't really said it. Is she a tweener? Is she only acting like this because she's tired of Becky Lynch and it all being about her, and that, Liv Morgan should be the champion and all this? And the thing about it though is that, I don't know, it just goes back and forth. I mean, she even tells Becky that, she's the one that took out Liv. I mean, Liv took out Rhea. But then Becky comes back and goes, well, you've never beaten me. Do you think that this new attitude you're using is gonna beat me? Like stuff like that. And they went back and forth last week. But that's also a good build. I like everything on here. Pretty much has a good build. All the matches, all of the feuds right now, very, very good builds. And it's going to be a really great PLA. I mean, if the crowd was going to be like that tomorrow, which I don't doubt that they will be, it's going to be a great mood. Just like in France, where they were loud and boisterous. Toward the end, it got a little obnoxious, but didn't really bother me that bad. But I think in Jeddah, it's going to be just the same amount of excitement and the same amount of just crowd participation. They were doing a lot of that tonight. But I think that it's going to be a very, very good PLE. They've been hitting that out of the ballpark, if you will. WWE has with these PLEs in foreign countries. Really good, man. They're going to Germany soon for Bash in Berlin. And then what's the other one that they're doing? Oh, it's Crown Jewel. Where are they at now? They're from, what's that? Oh, Scotland or Ireland, I think. I'm trying to remember. But it's, they're going to continue to do that because now it's in demand. And now all these other countries are going to, be scrambling to get, a chance to host a major PLE from WWE. But, anyway, that's my video. I did very much enjoy SmackDown. And this is the way you build up a go-home show for a PLE. Not a lot of fluff, not a lot of, matches that don't mean nothing. At least they did tend to lead to something, and some things are leading past the PLE. So it's just like they're already doing something to where for the next PLE there's going to be matches that are set up. You can see it in SmackDown tonight. Tag titles, right? Like that. The women's title, WWE women's title, Bayley, a future opponent in Chelsea Green. Maybe even Piper, but one of them, and then like I said, the Street Profits beat, A-Town Down Under. So those two matches you're looking at either going to be on Raw the following the PLE, or it's going to be, set for the next PLE. Who knows? That'd be great. But WWE is good at that, and other promotions need to take a hint. I'm not going to say who, but I think you guys are aware of who I'm talking about, because I don't want to go into that because, because it's like being a dead horse, and I don't want to talk about it. But anyway, that's my video. So for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And as always, please click like and share, comment if you like, and please subscribe. And also click that bell icon, the notification, so that whenever I upload, you'll see what my next video is. But well, that's, like I said, that's my video. So thanks very much for stopping by, and until next time, take care, and I will see you in my next video.